All right, we're here on Kentucky Lake wrapping up the final day of practice for the Costa FLW Series Championship. I'm joined by Colt Chantler. Cole, this is your first time on Kentucky Lake. You're coming out of the Northern Division, hiking all the way down from Canada. Tell me, how did you find the lake?
You know, I expected it to be good. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I know how good it is in the summer when they're on the ledges.
Oh yeah, it's special then.
Yeah, it was. It's been tough. Like, I know a lot of guys have probably said it's been tough, but it's been really tough. I think it's a struggle to get 5 keeper bites right now. It's pretty easy to get 5 bites that are short, under 15 inches, but it's a struggle to get 5 keeper bites. So it's going to be interesting when tournament time rolls around. Yeah,
you know, that offshore bar type pattern, it's well established, and you can look at the tournament history on Kentucky Lake and see it play out, but it seems like a very tough thing to dial in. Have you like tried to commit to any one thing, or have you really spread your efforts around?
Yeah, well, I was thinking when I come down here, do I want to go north or do I want to go south? And the first 2 days I went north, and the second day I found some decent areas, and I really wanted to expand, try to run the same stuff I figured out elsewhere. So I decided to dedicate all my time to going north of Paris Landing, and I found some other little things, but not enough to get all real excited or anything.
All right.
But yeah, I found some stuff. I went north. I fished a lot of pockets, a lot of the back bays.
Yep.
Trying to stay shallow, like throwing top waters like a lot of guys done, and mixing it up. And today we worked on fishing bars a lot today. We were checking out bars because I figure you'll probably see some big weights come off the bars.
Oh, yeah.
We tried to work on some bars and found one that was pretty productive, so it should be interesting when the tournament rolls around. I hope they're still there. So.
Cool. Well, it sounds like it's been tough, but maybe not too bad. As far as I guess as far as navigation goes, have you had any close calls or like run over anything? Because it's tricky out there right now.
Yeah, it is tricky. No, we haven't had any close calls. Just really paying attention on the Lorient side and the avionics. They really got to pay attention. But no, I haven't had too many close calls. We were idling those bars. They come up pretty quick and stuff today.
Yeah.
So you got to really pay attention. I've seen some other guys have some close calls out there. So you got to really pay attention on what you're doing. But no, it's been good. Keeping it safe out there. Really making sure that we're paying attention on what we're doing, trying not to wreck a lower unit.
For sure. I guess last question, if you had one more day to go practice, what do you think you'd do with it?
I'd probably try to expand on some bars more. I figure you'll probably see the winning weight come off the bars.
Yep.
So I figure I'd probably spend another day on bars, checking out bars and trying to find those big schools of shad and gizzard shad that are pulled up on there, and trying to find those big ones, those 5+ pound fish, because those are going to go a long way in this tournament.
For sure. Well, Cole, thanks for stopping by, and good luck out there. Alrighty, next man up, Dustin Smith out of the Southeastern Division, hiking on up from Florida.
Yep.
It's a little bit different pond up here, not as much grass, but you've caught him on the Tennessee River before. You nearly won on Wheeler. Granted, that was in the spring, but you know how to, mess around here a little bit. So I guess, how are things going?
I've definitely tried to recreate some of the Wheeler magic as far as sneaking around.
Getting way up stuff.
Right, and it's very limited. However, there are a few things to dabble in. And I've kind of split my practice 2 days south of New Johnsonville and then 2 days on Barkley. And I've learned just enough to be confused on which way to go.
All right, tell me about Barkley, because that's a long run. If you want to go, all the way, you got to run basically all the way to the north end of Kentucky Lake, and then depending on how far south you want to go into Barkley, quite a ways.
Right.
So what sort of region are you dealing with over there, and then why did you make that call?
So I kind of fished from basically where the bypass is to cut into it, and then down to, I would say, about halfway down.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good run.
Yeah.
And it's definitely fishing a lot different than what Kentucky Lake is. It's a lot, I don't want to say a lot, but it's dirtier over there, and the water temperature on average, I would say, is between 5 and 8 degrees lower.
Okay.
So
a little bit closer toward winter or something, or maybe later fall. Then.
Right. So I think it kind of places fish in different places than Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, for sure.
But, there's fish to catch in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, Barkley, it doesn't get the hype that Kentucky Lake does, but it doesn't mean it's a bad lake. I mean, if you look at tournament stringers and stuff that come out of there, it's good weights. You know, it's
Right.
it's not a terrible lake by any means, especially when you hit it at the right time. So I don't think it's a bad call to go take a look at it at all.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is, you know, spending the time there, I've basically seen, I'd say, 2 boats.
Yeah, it's got to be nice.
You know, it might not fish as good, but if there's no pressure on it, there's so much pressure down here between Paris and New Johnsonville, everywhere you go. So that's kind of more my style, is maybe not as good, but no pressure.
Okay. Yeah, and that can be key, because in the fall, you know, you're not, obviously everyone wants to win, but you don't have to win this tournament for it to be a success. You know, you could finish 5th or 10th and make the Forest Wood Cup, and that's the goal.
Right, exactly.
And in that case, maybe catching consistent limits as opposed to having that one big day or something is the way to go. How about going south of the bridge, south of New Johnsonville? Why did you end up down there? Why's it got you confused?
It's kind of be confused because it's been, I don't want to say a tough bite, but it's been challenging.
Okay.
But it's been good enough where it confuses me whether I should go south or whether I should go to Barkley.
Alrighty, I like it.
But I like it south of New Johnsonville too. You know, you're definitely going to lose some boats when you go that far south, because it's a pretty good run, and it's fishing a lot different.
All right, cool. Well, I like that you kind of tried to seek out the offbeat stuff. I think that's kind of fun, and you get to, I think in this tournament we'll probably get to see a lot of variety of Kentucky Lake and Berkeley that you don't normally see when it's just a ledge tournament. So I guess that'll be cool. From what you've seen, do you have any like winning weight in mind, or what it'll take to do well, like your goal weight?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, it's been good and it's been bad. I would say if a guy can catch between 15 and 17 pounds every day, and maybe throw in a big bag one of the days, is really good.
Awesome. Well, man, thanks for stopping by, and hope you catch 15 to 17 pounds.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're closing things out with one of the greatest Kentucky Lake fishermen of all time, Mr. Randy Haynes. I figure we had to end this thing with someone who, you know, has a history on Kentucky Lake. So, you've been here a lot of falls. How is the lake doing right now?
Well, past history probably has got me in trouble right now.
Fair enough.
Well, this lake it's on the edge of, you know, fish moving in certain areas, and it's not really got cold enough to, but it, you know, they want to, but they're kind of stunned. We lost about 10 degrees in water temperature the last couple of days, and man, it's really got these fish in a stunt right now, and they don't really know what to do. I'm kind of right behind them.
Okay. Obviously in the fall, Pete, you think shallow on Kentucky Lake, but of course last time the championship was here was right about this time of year. Dan Moore had one on an umbrella rig, and he wasn't really fishing super shallow. And you know, I guess when we were at Wheeler a few years ago, quite a few guys caught some fish on umbrella rigs, and of course Burge won it way up Elk River shallow.
Right.
How does that, maybe more winter or maybe even like summer holdover thing, how does that compare to just the true shallow fall bite?
Well, you know, it all goes to water temperature, and you know, they get set up in their winter patterns, and the Alabama rig, it starts playing a role in. The fish start suspending, and especially in this clear water we got up here now. Yep. And they just get to suspending and hanging out and grouping up out deep, and then the cool air, water temperatures start bringing them up, and they start gorging on thread thin shad. Well, now we had 73-degree water a week ago. Now we're 3 or 4 days ago, now we're looking anywhere from 56 to 62 degrees. Yep. And the fish really don't know what to do. They want to go out, but they're just kind of hung up, and they kind of shell shocked right now.
All right. If you had to guess, do you feel like it's a shallow bite, a deep bite, a little bit of everything bite, or do you not want to say yet? Do you want to wait until day one?
It's going to be a little bit of everything. Right now, the fish, there's still some shallow. I mean, it's like the white bass. I caught some today in 25 foot, and I caught some in 2 foot. I probably caught 50 in each depth. So, you know, with white bass there, more likely there's some largemouth somewhere in that zone. on both sides, but locating them and grouped up and getting them to feed, that's the other part. They're not feeding right now, and it's hard to find them when they're not feeding.
All right. I guess looking at kind of, you know, the history, what you know of the lake, what do you feel like it's going to take to maybe not win this lake, but or maybe not win this week, but to do really well? What kind of weights?
Well, you know, it's always a guy or two that runs off and leave this thing. You know, has 20 pounds, a couple days, you know, or a day, and have 15 or 16. There's always 3 guys that figure something out, because the lake, this is Kentucky Lake, and it does have
fish are out there.
Oh, yeah. they're here, you know, and they're healthy, and you know. But you know, you're gonna have a lot of guys that's gonna have 11, 12 pounds is you know, for a day, and you know, 12 pounds a day might get you in the cut. So you know, you really don't know. It just depends how many of them big ones. We've seen a couple 7, 8 pounders this week, and you know, they're healthy, they look good. For a couple of bonus bites like that, carry you a long way in this tournament.
For sure. Well, Randy, thanks for stopping by, and here's hoping you get a couple bonus bites.
That's right.